News of the dumb, the very dumb. It's that time again. Oh, the cops. They hate EVs. Oh, their Cybertrucks are plowing through crowds. Oh, the mall parking lots abandoned, run down, spooky malls full of Teslas. And of course, Elon is just a big copycat. We know all that. And then, of course, at the end, we'll have a couple pieces of good news about GM, about Berlin. We're going to get into it. I'm going to be joined here by my buddy Mark from the Tesla Life Show. I'm Brian. Welcome to Future Oza. Yeah, the editor is still on holiday. He's gone for another week, so no music once again. You're welcome to those who hate it, and I'm sorry to those who love it. But most of all, it's just not a big deal.
Way to cover the bases, Brian.
And to the people who are indifferent, hey, man, what's up? How you been? Just, what's going on? You know, anything new? How's the kids? I don't know if you've heard this, but it's nearly unusable. The California police majorly push back on Tesla cop cars. Have you seen this story?
I've seen another story similar to it, and it's kind of interesting that this was happening in the San Francisco area, so close to actually it was LA area, I believe it was.
Yeah. This is published by SFGATE, who has an agenda. They do not care for the Muskman. It is fun. So this is, they're like, oh, these mandates, all that. It's too small. It's too risky. Ukiah. I think that is the middle of nowhere. It's a town of 16,000 that abuts mountains, streams, reservations, and Highway 101. So this is BFE adjacent. It's not even in BFE. So anyway, this gentleman, Cedric Crook, that's it. That's our chief of police.
A police officer named Crook.
Yeah.
That must have been tough.
Yeah, he was appointed. So they bought some, and he's like, boy, I tell you, these are terrible. The modifications that work for cop cars, the existing ones, well, they've been used forever, and these ones we don't know how to use. Guess what? There's a manual, and companies like Unplugged Performance can do the modifications. But no, he's got some complaints. The car has other issues, namely size. The back seats only have room for one prisoner, limiting the officer's ability to sequester suspects. You often put more than one suspect in a car. And I love that you call them prisoners, because that's the wrong word. That's the wrong word. Yes, you have stolen their freedom, but I think a prisoner has to be adjudicated. Police are often required to transport suspects, witnesses, or victims, sometimes for long distances. Are they? Long distances? All right. There was a case where a detective drove 630 miles to Mexico to transport a potentially dangerous subject in their vehicle. If they were in a Tesla, they would have to spend an hour charging in the middle of the drive at an unsecured public charging station.
My gosh.
An hour. So SFGATE, fact check it. He'd heard officers were unable to comfortably get in and out of the driver's seat with their duty belts on because of the Tesla's design. Police belts generally weigh between 20 and 25 pounds of spiders. I don't believe that for a second. That is nonsense. 25 pounds on your utility belt. Oh, how's your BS meter doing? Is it going off?
It is ringing multiple times on this article.
This is ridiculous. Yeah.
Although there are aspects of truth throughout it. So, and that's what FUD articles tend to do, is they add a few pieces of information that aren't relevant together, but make it look bad. So the question about it being able, you'd have to stop at an unsecured supercharger to fill up in a public site to deliver that hardened criminal to jail. It's like, okay, why are you picking the Tesla to drive 600 miles when you know you can't stop or don't want to stop? Why aren't you using the prisoner van that you normally use? the electric car may not be used in all circumstances of policing, but in a few circumstances where it works, in a number of circumstances where it works, that's where you use them, not where they're not meant to be used.
Right. The Menlo Park officers appreciated the acceleration, steering, and speed compared to the hybrids and remaining gas-only vehicles, but it presented challenges due to the small interior space. Hey, did you not know what size it was when you bought it? It was the largest EV that was reasonably affordable at the time, so you bought it, okay. And they didn't like these smart car features because it has things like lane departure warnings. It says that later. And they don't like the low profile tires. Change tires. Put different tires on it, my friend. My gosh. Modifications necessary for police work exacerbate space constraints. The partition reduces the space up front where the center, come on. And the autopilot interference, which causes a delay when officers shift into drive. Wow. What?
This is just a hit piece, isn't it?
It is a hit piece because that is dumb. Possibly because the car assumed the vehicle was veering off course and it tried to course correct. You can turn that off, That's a feature you can just switch off and it'll stay off. So it sounds like an officer said, I am too dumb to use this vehicle and it's someone else's fault. And you said, heck yeah. Can I quote you on that? So, but they do love the Lightning. So, okay. By the way, the Lightning is very fast, remarkably nimble for its weight. Great. Get the F-150 then, you guys. Just, news of the dumb. Feeling good. Now, of course, you think that's bad. You won't believe this. A rubberized Cybertruck is plowing through European pedestrian safety rules. Plowing through.
Where is a rubberized Cybertruck?
You don't know. This is Cybertruck.cz. This is, I know these guys. I've met them. That's not him, of course. These guys, I met them in Texas twice. I met them in Austria once. And every time he brings me Czech vodka and gives it to me. And I'm like, I can't bring this on the plane. I must hide it inside my tummy tum. And every time I'm like, thank you for giving me vodka again. And he's like, again? I'm like, wow, you've had more vodka than me. No, these guys they're great. They're animals. They're beasts when it comes to Cybertrucks. And so, yeah, this is James May showing, pointy edge. Congratulations. But what they did is, in order to import it, those edges are too sharp. So for a car to be pedestrian friendly, it has to have a number of things. And so they just 3D printed some, baby bumpers. Yeah. Little baby proof edges to make it, that's worse. To make it,
pass regulation.
Comply.
Yeah.
And of course, a number of other articles said loophole. They're using loopholes. Satisfying requirements is not is it a loophole? You tell me.
Satisfying requirements is just what you do when you're trying to get something accomplished.
Crazy. Now you're talking crazy talk. So yeah, the Cybertruck's hood would need to fly. Guys, a number of people have imported these into Europe already, and they do it using a variety of different methods. But the biggest one, the cheapest one, the quickest and easiest one is to just say, I'm going to give it to you and you do a full safety check. And it's expensive, but it's less expensive than homologation. If someone paid for homologation like Tesla, then everyone could have them. But there's just obstacles. So they're not doing that yet. Oh, for crying out loud. I just noticed this part. The Cybertruck's large wiper and boss would be a danger area. Let's leave the word boss out because I don't know.
Because what's that? That's I don't know how boss fits into that.
I don't know how that works. Skip it. How would the large wiper cause a problem? Oh my gosh. Oh, okay.
It's a danger to bugs that end up on your windshield. Maybe that's it.
It's pointed straight up. Are you worried that a pedestrian will get slapped by it while they're on my hood? Good job, Wired. Woman stumbles. Oh, let me share this. Woman stumbles upon an abandoned mall's eerie parking lot full of hundreds of Teslas in Missouri. There are hundreds of them parked in an abandoned Missouri mall. Most of them are brand new. But there's a good reason why they're here. Mark, what is the reason that they're here?
They belong to a fleet, I believe.
In this one, it's just an overflow lot.
Okay.
They are like across the street from the sales center. These are awaiting delivery.
My second guess would have been Tesla's been squirreling away all their extra inventory in Missouri for some reason.
Look at that. They remove the wheel covers so they don't get stolen.
Good idea.
I wonder, they might just ship in the trunk. Yeah, why are they here? It's a good reason. Tesla rents out multiple car parks across the U.S. since there's not that much space at dealerships. This store reported 400, including many Cybertrucks. We don't have the capacity to park them while they're bringing them in. So thank you for the outrageously clickbaity, dishonest headline that you then clarified, and also we lied.
There was another story about the same another parking lot in New York City, or in the metropolitan New York City area, and there was over 100 Teslas in a parking lot, and they were concerned about what's going on. They all look new. It turned out it was a fleet of vehicles that are being rented out to Turo, and the gentleman who owns the fleet just didn't have a place to park them, so he rented a new lot in the area that he's actually renting the cars in.
And that's his pickup and drop-off spot.
Yeah.
For crying out loud. Now, this one is kind of fun. Again, we're talking news of the dumb. Do you know Elon's a big fat copycat?
I knew that.
You knew that. iRobot director mocks Elon for Tesla ripping off film for Optimus Robotaxi. Can I have my designs back, please? Now, I picked this article because it's got pictures, so let's get to them.
Okay.
There's this group on X called the Tesla Life.
I've heard of them.
Did you know you're in this article?
No.
Yeah, you are in this article. Guys, this is Mark. This is the man himself. And yeah, let's look at your picture here. Oh, why do I have this account blocked? So yeah, there's Sonny, voiced by Alan Tudyk. Yes, that's his name. Who you might know from Resident Alien or Firefly. And here's Optimus, who is voiced by somebody who works at Tesla. Here's William Smith. I don't know if you've heard his music, but Will Smith slaps. And here's, of course, the Cybercab. And here's the robot transporter. And here's the Tesla employee transporter with 14 waving happy employees. So good comparison, Mark. You done a good job.
There are similarities. You'd have to admit that. There are some similarities. But of course, the cars really aren't all that similar. The transport certainly is not that similar. I'd say the only thing that is similar is Optimus and the iRobot.
Yeah. I think all of that is fair. I get it. You know, all humanoid robots, I don't think any of them look like Sonny. I think that's a very cool design.
Yeah.
And this, the doors open funny. That's kind of where it ends. That's about it. Yeah. And they're kind of the same color. It's the most popular tone, really. This is
I think more of something that's similar is the name of the event. We Robot, iRobot. There's something similar.
Well, I thought they meant a very small robot. I'm sure I got that wrong. So enough news of the dumb. Let's talk some news of the good before we wrap this up. And by the way, guys, we've got 2 more stories to get to. Don't tune out yet. I just want to say now, leave your comments. What do we miss or misunderstand? All that good stuff. You know what you're doing. GM's EV sales are booming. Oh, look, it's the Honda Prologue. The Honda Blazer is a Blazer, but with CarPlay. And it's outselling. The Honda Prologue, I don't know if you know, is the 5th best-selling EV last quarter.
Wow.
Number 1, Model Y. Number 2, Model 3. Number 3, Cybertruck. Number 4, Mach-E. Number 5, the Honda Prologue. Wild. Anyway, EV sales are up across the board. GM's EV sales are up. Ford's EV sales are up. Tesla's are, I think, up by this much. But, and overall, the EV market continues to grow. That's great news.
Shocking.
People keep, but it's in a slump. Is it? Well, it's not growing double digits every single quarter.
Really?
Great.
You thought it wasn't going to grow by 70% every quarter on quarter for the rest of its existence? Come on.
Yeah, that's what. Well, the fact that it hasn't means it's over. Let's go out and light up the tire fire again.
They just got it out. Let's light her up again.
It doesn't take much. And then, of course, the last bit of good news is Tesla's approved for stage 1 of Giga Berlin expansion plans. Do you know anything about this?
I know that this just happened 2 days ago, so that's good news.
Very recent.
But of course, there has been an issue over time that Tesla's been blocked by others in Berlin about this expansion. They've made plays about water problems. They've made plays about that Tesla has too much wastewater, that there's going to be issues with that. But meanwhile, Tesla's been adding to the employment, and they have actual plans in place that they're using less water than other businesses. So
absolutely,
I'm hoping that things are going to calm down in Germany when it comes to the opposition from Tesla, because they're following the rules. I don't understand why that's going on.
So I have a couple of insights on that. The first one is that Tesla faces delays, but they don't actually face blocks. In rare cases, they've been asked to redo things. When they went to put up their solar canopy in the parking lot, they tried to do so without the appropriate permits, and they had to tear them out, apply for the permits, and build them that way. But they haven't been told no on anything. They held a vote on whether or not an expansion should move forward, a non-binding resolution. 84% said no. They allowed it anyway. So while it appears that there's a lot of obstacles, what there are is a lot of loud protesters. I talked to Robin from Robin TV about this. He is one of the largest auto bloggers, auto content producers in Germany. And he said, "You don't understand. I'm from Berlin. Berlin is a protest culture. They love to protest. It's just what they've done for generations. So it doesn't matter what the cause is. I'm just here for the free snacks. I was told there would be light refreshments. They just love doing it. It's like how in Michigan they have car shows every single week because we're car people. It's what we do.
Yeah.
So I've had other people tell me, no, that's not true. Well, I don't know if it's true or not, but a gentleman from Berlin told me that that's just what people love doing. They just love protesting. So I don't know.
We certainly have seen that there is a lot of protesting in and around Berlin. Like that cannot be denied.
Yes. They also have a vibrant arts culture, which you can also see represented by the big graffiti murals that they've commissioned at Giga Berlin. It's beautiful. I love it. Mexico City also has a mural tradition. There's a mural museum right in the heart of the heart. I mean, it's kind of in the heart. It's kind of by the old palace, kind of across the courtyard from the art museum. There's a lot of stuff to consider. But those are all the good news stories that we have. That's all of them. I mean, there's more, but I mean, at some point, the show's got to end, you guys. So leave your thoughts in them comments. Head over to The Tesla Life, see what Mark is up to. Stay tuned and juicy, and I cannot wait to hear from you clever robots.
Robots.
On the flippity flop.